It doesn't matter that you didn't learn about it. It doesn't matter if your parents didn't teach you or if it was in the education system. You know that credit is important and you choose not to do something about it. So do you want to spend the rest of your next 5, 10, 15? Do you want to spend the rest of your life continuously struggling because you choose to continuously live with bad credit? Make the necessary sacrifice that your later self can thank. You cannot afford not to have good credit. So the question is, are you ready for better credit? Because the choice is yours. Welcome to the 700 credit score. I can show you how to get an 800 credit score like this, but it's your girl Nika Johnson. I am a credit coach and budgeting expert. It's time to leave that 4, that 5, and that 600 credit score at the door. Today, I'm gonna be talking about how can you increase your credit score fast. That's right, I don't care what your credit score, if it's a 3, a 4, or a 5, I'm gonna teach you on how to increase it fast so you can meet me an 800 credit score. So go ahead and grab your pen and your pad because class is now in session. Let's go. First thing first, I'm gonna need you to quit being lazy and I need you to go pull your credit report. You cannot think your credit score is gonna get fixed by closing your eyes. The blind leading the blind. That's what got you into this mess. Or maybe it was because your mama, your daddy, or somebody in your family put some things in your name before you was even of age. But we ain't gonna call nobody out, but we know. But the reality of it is, it's time to take back control of your credit so you can have the true power, so you can live the life that you desire. I'm talking about going on that vacation that you desire, getting that dream vehicle, or is it starting that business? Whatever it is, only you define the level of success you desire through budgeting, savings, and credit. But before we can become successful, it starts with pulling your credit report. That's right, I want you to be able to pull your credit report, because how we gonna know what we gonna fix if we don't know? How are you going to drive a car without tires? You picking up what I'm putting down? Oh, okay, I got you. You in good hands. Again, I'm gonna teach you how to do the legal way, the ethical way, and not no get rich quick scheme, but we can increase our credit score fast. All right, now you got your credit report pulled, right? Look at it. That's right, look at it. Don't just print it out and just let it sit there on a printer, but go ahead and look at it. Take a deep breath, do it with me. Come on. All right, grab that paper and let's look at it. It's not so bad after all, right? It wasn't so bad. It was some things that happened in your past. You made a mistake. Guess what? If I could tell you something, you won't be the first person to have bad credit, and I'm sure ain't gonna be the last. So quit beating yourself up on something that you did not understand, because guess what? Is this taught in school? Did your mama teach you? Or did you have to go out into the world when you were 17, 18 years old? You left the house because you was grown, because you graduated, but we ain't gonna talk about that because you wasn't grown. That's another thing. But you was trying to do the best that you can. Now you understand how your credit's so important, because every time you turn around, people pulling up your credit. Every time your car breaks down, you go to the dealership. Next thing you know, they done pull your credit report about 10, 15 million times. And now you got all these inquiries. And now you like, okay, Nika, how can I fix my credit score? Because I got all these inquiries. Slow down. I'm gonna get to it. But the reality of it is, it ain't just your inquiries that's driving your credit score down. When you go get into them late payments, collection accounts, and all them other things, yeah, this is where I'm coming at. But when you're pulling your credit report, I want you to just take a look at it and seeing what is negative. How much do you even owe? How can you sit up here and say that you're focused on paying off debt, but you don't even know the dollar amount? You don't know how much money you bringing in. You don't know how much your monthly income is, because you feel like that you can handle it, right? You know you need a little bit more money. You know you need help. You don't know who to trust. You just don't know where to get started. So every time you think about it, you get frustrated. So you keep putting it off. And this is how we kind of get into this mess even more, because it becomes messy. And now our finances and money is messy. And it's time to clean up that mess. Clean up on aisle 3, please. Yeah, that's right. So within that is, it may seem like, because you take a little bit from here, you take a little bit from there, and that it's not that bad. But when you look at it on paper, now it's like, okay, like, it's worse than what I thought it was, but it's okay. because we could do something about it. So while you went ahead and pull your credit report and you taking a look at it, I want to do a quick little high overview. I don't want to bore you. What does this crap mean? Because it's a whole bunch of things that's looking at you and constantly a reminder of something that ain't right. So I always ask y'all this: if you got a friend that always borrow money from folks and never pay them back, would you allow that friend to borrow money from you? 9 times 10 you gonna say no, because their reputation, because of their history, the risk, whatever the case may be. That's what your credit report is showing, the risk of you and how can you pay people back. Like, how can we sit up here and say that we want our credit score to be high and we want to fix it, but you don't even know what makes up that credit? It's not cash, collateral, none of that. You know, it's truly understanding. So when we're looking at your credit report, this is some key elements I want you to take a look at, or just kind of identify. 1, payment history. Do you have late payments? Did you pay your bills on time? Did you not understand when your due date was? Is it periodically late payment, or is it a whole got late payments? Okay, is it late 30, 60, 90, 120 days and so on? Or is there collections accounts? Is it from an old place that you rented out? If it was an apartment complex or a house that you rent from a private landlord and they got over on you? Is it from your car insurance, let's say? Maybe it was from a cell phone bill because you was upgrading your phone plan, didn't realize it, then you transferred, the bill got too high, you forgot. Is it a bounce check on your credit report? You went to Hy-Vee and you wrote a check, you was doing what you can and trying to make a way out, you wrote a bad check. Whatever it is, there is negative items on your credit report, and we need to understand where that came from so we can be able to address it. It is untrue to say that if it's in the collections account, you do not have to pay it or you don't have to worry about it. That is furthest from the truth. And it's so crazy how people are always giving out bad advice, especially on these social media streets. But when you get that lawsuit or that garnishment, or when your taxes get garnished, or when it's time to pay these people back, where these so-called gurus at? Can you pick up the phone and call them? Can you add more questions? Are they gonna be able to help you? You cannot just think you could take out debt and never have to pay people back. There's difference between the different types of debts. Payment history, that's key. 2 is gonna be your credit card. Do we have a $550 balance on a $500 credit card limit? Or do we have a $2,000 credit card balance and it's closed? I ain't saying no names, and I ain't pointing no elbows, but what I am here to say is we gotta fix that. Simply put, we gotta fix it, okay? And why do we have to fix it, and why is it so important, is because it shows that you cannot manage your funds. It shows that you cannot pay in time the amount that you borrow. It's a risk. The same way that you gonna be a little risky by letting your friend borrow money, it's gonna be a little risky to the banks. And what happens is when you have a maxed out credit card, they can either 1, reduce your credit card limit, or 2, close out your credit card. And they could decrease that limit, and they have the power to do so at any time without any warning or anything such as. So within that is, okay, we need to get them balances low. And we honestly need to get them low beyond 30%. I would rather you just pay that crap off, okay? So we need to pay off them credit cards. Sometimes we have to analyze, is it worth closing out this card? Is it doing us more harm than good because you're lacking self-control and poor money management, that you're using it thinking it's free money, and then now you're in this rat race of this never ending cycle of always have to pay back debt. So maybe we do need to close it out. Although the length of credit history is really based off of how well and age your credit card is. Then you got different types of credit. I'm going to tell y'all, I'm looking at you. You can have a 700 credit score and still get denied for a loan. And that 600 credit score, that ain't good enough, baby. I need you to start working towards 730 and above. Now, when they had a little heart to heart, I see you, you see me. It's time to work on that credit score. So you can have the higher the credit score, the more money you gonna save. Who don't like to save money? And while you're at it, I need you to do something for me. I need you to like and comment, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications, and show your girl some love. Show me some love, please. And then the last component, what makes up that credit score and why we need to pay attention of what's in front of us when we pull that credit report, is your increase. Are you applying for too much credit? Was you in the process of getting an auto loan and you didn't realize that you should always, is best recommended to get a pre-approval before you go to the dealership to avoid these type of situations? Was it you're interested in becoming a homeowner and you just wanted to do a little quick check, you know, a little temperature check, one toe in, one toe out, and see where you will be? Whatever it is. Maybe you wanted a new credit card, or maybe somebody that wasn't in their right mind told you, because you went to a webinar, it told you to go apply for all these credit cards even though you did not need all of them. You could get pre-qualified or actually get pre-approved. First thing first, okay? You with me? You still alive. All right. 2, I need you to start monitoring your credit report and knowing the difference between a Vantage credit score and a FICO credit score. Because a Vantage is going to be Credit Karma, Identity IQ, Smart Credit. You need your FICO score if you're really in the process of getting ready to purchase something. If not, it is okay to have like a Vantage credit monitoring, because as that score is increasing, your real score is increasing as well. But the goal is to clean up that credit report, okay? What's my favorite word? Budget. That's right. Quit going through life not budgeting. How we're gonna be able to pay off our debt? To get that 700 credit score and above, or 800, you gotta pay down your debt. You have to pay down your debt, okay? Some reasons why sometimes y'all are applying for loans and you're always getting denied is because your DTI, your debt to income ratio, is too high. It's more expenses than your income, and so you need to be able to pay down your debt. All right, we need to be able to know what we can pay off debt. What I said earlier, you got a budget. Simply put, budget. Go to www.isthatInYourBudget.com, fill out our pop-up and tell us what you need help with, and you'll be able to get access to our free complimentary debt tracker. Okay, so you need to be able to pay down your debt, pay down your bills, but budget. How we gonna be able to get to that 700 credit score, that 800 credit score you desire? That's success, right? This is what you want. You have to budget, okay? A budget says you could do some things, not all things. It's not telling you can't have a certain lifestyle. It's not telling you that you can't have this or that. You definitely can have it, but we have to budget our way to success. And that favorite word of mine, budget to success. Budget, 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 budget. I got bars, okay? Let's get back. Next, here's some tips to help you get to that 800 credit score just a little bit closer. All right, any negative items on your credit report, I do not want you to just pay it back. I want you to challenge it, because they got to prove the debt is yours or they got to remove it. Simply put, that's consumer law. Law, baby. Law, okay? However, if they can prove that it is yours, then you need to look into a pay for delete or a settlement. And I have another video on that, okay? Another video on that to be able to help you on knowing what to do the difference. 2, to remove those hard inquiries, that's the least of your worries, but what you can do is call the credit bureaus directly. And again, I got an ebook on how to help you remove your hard inquiries. If you call the credit bureaus, you typically see those removed within the 24 to 48 hours. Or fax, snail mail, okay? Another tip is to be able to piggyback, okay? Piggyback. Hey, jump on it, jump. Piggyback off of somebody, jump on it. Jump on somebody else's credit report that have low balances, good payment history. I ain't talking about sketchy payment history. I'm talking about good payment history. And that allow you to be able to inherit essentially their payment history. And this is going to help build that healthy credit profile. So adding up as an authorized user, this is not something that you should be paying for. Buying trade lines is illegal. Typically do this for a friend or family, a loved one, parent of someone that's willing to be able to do that for you. You do not need their card, or if you choose to ever allow somebody to piggyback off of you, no, when you're adding them as a authorized user, because that's what it's called essentially, they are not held financially responsible. So if it's going to be a partner or whoever it's going to be, you can add them but never give them the card, okay? Another option, you got debt, get that debt tracker. But we need to be able to create that snowball debt method. We need to figure out a strategy on how to best tackle your debt. What ways can you do a refinance? Ways could you be able to change that due date? What is some other payment options that they have? Could they lower your interest rate? Could you do a balance transfer? We basically need to create a debt repayment strategy. And who can help you with that? I was able to pay off $40,000 in debt in 2.5 years with a 2-income household less than $100,000. I am proud of that, because a lot of not make 6 figures, and I did that years ago. But in order to do that, I have been able to achieve wealth, because the same amount of money that I was paying towards debt once it was paid off, I just basically saved that, and then I was able to invest. So you got different options to pay down your debt. A lot of times people do not realize, but having a safety net, $1,000 emergency funds at bare minimum. Because what about if there was a collection accounts that came out of the woodwork, and then now they saying if you don't hurry and pay this, they gonna put it towards your credit report. Not after all this work that we're doing and achieve that high A+ credit score. I think not. So in regards to that, always have a base amount of $1,000 emergency funds to help protect you of the uncertainty, because again, the goal is to protect your credit score. Now it done been messed up, and look, I'm telling you, these are some fast strategies things that you could be able to implement right now. Just imagine if you took the time just one day, called in, if you did it you know, on a half a day or whatever it was on a vacation day, that you was able to call the credit bureaus and dispute your heart increase. If you was able to tackle your debt by whatever the case, let's say for example do a debt consolidation, you created a budget, you start saving by automating that. This is a fast track to be able to get that 800 credit score. It's so easy to mess with your credit, but it's harder to fix it. Meet me on the other side of the 800 credit score. Because baby, guess what? Life is hard. You gotta choose your hard. Having bad credit is hard and having good credit is hard, because you still have to make for sure that you're maintaining it. You have to protect it, just like as you're nurturing and building and raising kids. We have to do the same for our credit, if not more. Because guess what? You always gonna have your credit, but your kid ain't gonna always be in the house with you. Let's get back to it. I got an 800 credit score and I want to help you. If you are struggling just this one time only, what you can do is go ahead and book a exclusive call with me so I can be able to help you fast track this even more. Come to a professional. One of the biggest things I hate that people be out here capping. They'll tell you that you should have good credit, but they don't have it. I can tell you and I can show you what is my credit score is, because I don't play about that. I don't play about my credit score just like I don't play about my edges. Can you say the same? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But the reality of it is I want to help you on how to be able to increase your credit score fast. No more late payments if you have any. Pay your bills on time. I don't care about 30%. I don't care about 10%. Dish that, pay them off. Zero balance, okay? Some things you can increase your credit card's limits instead of always applying for new credit cards, okay? And if you want more advice, I need you to go ahead and book me so I can be able to help you and create a personalized strategy like I have done for thousands of others. Before we get out of here, I hope y'all take this advice and start implementing it so you could be able to achieve an 800 credit score like me, okay? And these are things that you can do fast, but it's not gonna happen overnight fast, okay? Does that make sense? Some folks be out here talking about they want their credit fixed in 30 days. My question to you is, how long have your credit been bad? That's a good question, right? How long? Can you ask yourself that? How long have you had bad credit? So why the heck do you think it's gonna be fixed in 30 days? This is the one thing in the world that everybody is going to judge you on when you become an adult. Can you rent this house? Can you rent a car at the car rental place? Can you be able to buy a house? Whatever it is, there's so much your credit is going to judge you on. So it's time to go look yourself in the mirror and realize that you holding yourself back and you doing yourself a disservice by having bad credit. It doesn't matter that you didn't learn about it. It doesn't matter if your parents didn't teach you or if it was in the education system. You know that credit is important and you choose not to do something about it. So do you want to spend the rest of your next 5, 10, 15, do you want to spend the rest of your life continuously struggling because you choose to continuously live with bad credit? Make the necessary sacrifice that your later self can thank. You cannot afford not to have good credit. So the question is, are you ready for better credit? Because the choice is yours. And while you're at it, before we get out of here, I need you to like and comment and subscribe and turn on your post notifications. And I hope you enjoyed this video on how to increase your credit score fast. Before we get out of here, I just got one question for you. Y'all know what I'm gonna say. I just got one question for you. Is that in your budget? No, for real. Is having bad credit in your budget? Because I think not. You better fix it. See ya.